Karma is a bitch, I'll introduce her. Ain't about revenge, but then it feel good to see you fall before I take off. Now he keeps talking loud, but I know your voice. World keeps selling, feel like we got no choice. I've been on my knees with my hands gone numb. Still you playing a fire where the doubt came from. Friends fall off and truth gets stressed in life. Smoke in every room, but I see through eyes. If I walk this road, let me walk it clean. Heart full of heaven when the times turn mean. Everybody wants a soft and silent light, something safe to wear when they avoid the fight. But the cross was never made for timid men. Truth still burns bright in the lion's den. I can feel the weight of these wicked days. Still your word cuts clear through the noise and haze. If they lock the door, if they flood the screen, you can keep me calm, you can keep me sane. No crown without the thorns, no prayer without the wave, no saint without the storm, no open door without the gate. Index red in the low light, Osiris in the mansion, small sign. Still my hope ain't in a name. Christ alone, that's still my flame.
voice, a missing face, a missing your name in my girl, I'm feeling timeless. Dreaming in technicolor, but it's all just blue. Without you here, more hey, I heard you more like what am I supposed to do? Japan feels far, Yogi do you war. Caught between worlds, pink hair standing out. But inside these four walls, I'm filled with doubt. Used to flex confidence, now I'm flexing pain. Waiting for your message like I'm waiting for rain. Sometimes the silence feels like lemons. Small isolated, surrounded by water, but drowning in memories of laughter. Waiting for occasions, waiting for connections, waiting for you. Down into the crystal silence. Round, my thoughts getting violent. Missing home, but home is where you are. And you somewhere underneath different stars. Stored out, watch, ever told out. I don't care how, just come back to me. This little island's getting smaller every day. 그래도 기다려, wait anyway. In my little island, I'm a little high on hope tonight. 혼자지만 still searching for your light. About to call with the triple entendre. Big mad, I'ma share the problem. Dare any homie say he could solve it. All these bitches, my kids, I fathered. This the I do what I wanna. Fuck your honor, hard to handle. Play the damsel for your homies. This the part where you say you can't stand me, can't stand me. Coming at you, I be going insane. Looking like I could be the next main. At the hotel, get a new name. Get in my head, I be calling you my twin flame. If you tryna have a good time, tryna drink with the lime, tryna take you to my room for the night, I'll get you hypnotized. I'm your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? Fucking with me is a mind game. Still your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? Admit it, you like pain. Yeah, you say you hate it, but you still stay, baby. Fucking with me is a mind game. Still your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? Admit it, you like pain. And I got baby in it. Straight made it, had him in, I gave him back. Got the upper hand, ain't no getting back. Said it was forever, guess it was forever. Capping, I put that thing on him. Got him talking about he love me, he love me, he love me, he love me. Creeping on a weekend, now he say he hate me. Cause I never get attached, it's hard to reach me. We ain't equal, no, I'm way out of your league, homie. You got the heart, I got the keys, homie. If I leave, you gon' be tight, you know it's gonna be alright. Take a hit of the blunt, you be high. You'll be all in my head, you be mine. Feeling the rush when you stare in my eyes. Get you to my room, lay you down on your side. Taking control, I know what you like. Got you hypnotized. I'm your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? Fucking with me is a mind game. Still your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? Bitch, admit it, you like pain. You say you hate it, but you still stay, baby. Fucking with me is a mind game. Still your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? Bitch, admit it, you like pain. Ain't I got baby in her. She knows how to have a good time. She's so fine. Mom's calling up my phone, saying come home. I've been outside, I don't wanna waste your time. You're mine, but for the night, cause I'll be on my own vibe. I like the solo when I'm out of sight, out of mind. I'm your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? I see it in your eyes. You want me tonight, want me for life. Get you to my room, lay you down on your side. Take control, I know what. Admit it, you like pain. You say you hate it, but you still stay, baby. Fucking with me is a mind game. Still your favorite, don't it drive you crazy? Admit it, you like pain. Nah, baby, yeah, that.
Please don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. Please don't fail me now. Don't fail me now.
Track through the jungle of judgment, my lady, I'm done with the wishing. Baby, I tried, but I survived in a court of the public's opinion. My intuition changed, we never been the same. Cut through the lies, I've been advised from my mind to stay locked on the mission. All ain't forgiven, ain't fading away. I ain't forget that it always the same. Dang, you shot me out of the gate, but I'm willing to stay for you. Hey, you want me out of the way, willing to pray for you. Wait, carry the weight on my shoulder, my heart getting heavy, been wary of boulders. I soldier the distance, I'm getting much closer to God all alone, bringing heat like a close. Damn, maybe I'm only a poser, a stoner, I smoke to pay witness Jehovah, just sober enough to stay out of a coma, still whipping the rings like Toyota Tacoma. Damn, dream to end up on the poster, I just been doing the most. I ain't been living, I'm hoping this ain't the end of the road. All of my visions change, yeah, ain't never been the same, man. And as I'm walking along, yeah, I wonder, my baby, am I insane? Don't fail me now, yeah. Please don't fail me, don't fail me now, yeah. Please don't fail me now. Feet don't fail me now, don't fail me now. I've been annoyed at the pace of the race, not at the way you love me. Baby, I'm hunting for shade, I need some space. You want me, baby, I went insane. Baby, we been deranged, one of us need a change. Get your money. Funny enough, I've been hunting for bucks, pushing the limit and running them up. Give me a hit of the blunt, I need to wake up. Running it up, I've been remitting the funds. Baby, I finally stunned, yeah. I ain't been missing the back of the plane, I ain't been worried about losing the K, I ain't been worried about moving afraid. Baby, I carried the weight. Feet don't fail me now. 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 Don't fail me now. Hey, feet don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. Feet don't fail me now.
Maybe I'm the next supernova, watch me fucking glow. Maybe soon I'll see what stars I'll see, time to let you go. Hope I catch you choking on my name before you trash my brand. Muddy up my rising cloud, watch how high I land. Just know I don't give a shit about you anymore. Watch me suffocate while my lungs fought for air. Packed your shit and ghosted, even took the damn cat, but I gotta thank you for the pressure. Turn this coal into something better. If you never left, I'd still be stuck right where I was at. It's time I delete your existence, clear you from my phone. Wasted too many nights staring at screens alone. The toxic shit you messaged, the gaslighting you spread. Realized I'm the one who let you live rent-free in my head. An image built on your manipulation, the damage that remains. For real though, block my number, get out of my space. You left me drowning in your drama, a vibe-killing wave. But I leveled up beyond it, found a better place to stay. You watched me struggle breathing, anxiety in my chest. Packed your bags, took everything, left me with this mess. But here's the plot twist, the unexpected truth. I gotta thank you honestly for showing me my youth was just a phase, a simple fool who couldn't see. You applied that pressure, made a diamond out of me. Whatever precious stone, whatever fucking shine. Looking back, I bet you're scrolling through my timeline. But you're just toxic, that's your whole aesthetic. A walking red flag for everyone to witness. You play your role so well every single time. A predictable story stuck in your same design. Truth is you are who you are, an empty profile pic. A hollow version of yourself, that's your only trick. And as I rise, a phoenix from these ashes of the past, just know your lies and games were never built to last. Just know I don't give a shit about you anymore. Watch me suffocate while my lungs fought for air. Patch your shit and ghosted, even took the damn cat. But I gotta thank you for the pressure. can't change your algorithm, no matter how you try. I'm trending while you're fading, watch me fucking fly.
America first vow faded to gray. Death the war born, hawks hold sway. Kill pulls threads, hitting hand tight. Vance rises up, script in sight. MAGA once pledged, drain the deep. Now warpath carved, promises cheap. Index red lens, pierce through deceit. Real agenda clear, no retreat.
The bass dumps, luxury trap buying, nocturnal groove, shift the mind. War match drops, feel the weight. True cut shot, seal the fate.
Venezuela seas, boost digging ground. Occupation hold, no turnaround. Columbia line, forces deployed. Cuba grip firm, freedom destroyed. I ran in crosshairs, tension rising. Syrian list, blood and skies. Hawk wings spread, cost runs high. Break the chain, question why.
Start in the red, where the doors swing wide. Cooperative states, let the numbers climb. Rack up the wins, let the momentum ride. Efficient and clean, we gon' do it right. No need to storm the sanctuary walls. Chasing ghosts in a blue city halls. They block and defy, cry entitlement loud, but we don't need their fight to make us proud. Hit the easy ground first, rack them numbers high. Show the country it works, watch the doubters comply. Millions moving smooth, no drama, no stall. Real results over headlines and brawls. Tuning late, index red, set it all. Start in the red, where the doors swing wide. Cooperative states, let the numbers climb. Rack up the wins, let the momentum ride. Efficient and clean, we gon' do it right. Do it right. Do it right. Do it right. Numbers climb, price stays rise. We gon' do it right.
I think the theme for me this Easter is I refuse to sit back and watch this disaster of a moment in many ways. Not that everything is bad, but I'm not going to stand by and just let these things go on. I don't care who it is. I don't care what side you're on, what beliefs you have. That's where I'm at this Easter is the lesson that I'm taking away. It's kind of a different one every year. And it's really only been the last couple, 3 maybe, that I've really been not just it's Easter and just okay, whatever. It's kind of like reliving the story, and my kids are getting older. So telling them the story, we're sitting down at dinner. The kids know it, man. They know it. They've never really been to Sunday school and stuff like that. I went to Sunday school a little bit when I was younger. But They have good memory and they soak things up. But that having kids adds a little bit of importance to the holiday. What are you going to do? Are you going to just, have, Easter egg hunt and that's it? Is that what it's going to be about? I think that's where I'm at. Pontius Pilate has been front of mind for me this holiday as well, and I just think we have to get that Pontius Pilate out of us. I'm including myself, of course, in this, and that's weakness, and that's been a theme of the show as well. I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely fed up of it. There is a way to be Christian. There's a way to be peaceful, and there's a way to be, I am not putting up with your bullshit. It's not going to happen. And there's a way to be strategic, not to be reckless. Even when just because you're peaceful, that's just because you're kind of thinking things through, doesn't mean that you're automatically going to be making the right decision. So I get it. You got to make sure you're protecting your income, having backup plans, all that type of stuff. But I think we're at the moment, you just feel it. Just for me, I just feel it. It's just an instinct that it's time to get a little bit more serious about what is the path forward. I'm not happy with where the path forward is. It is not Christian enough for me. Everything doesn't have to be Christian. I'm not trying to force anyone to be Christian, but I feel like I'm being forced to be something else. And we'll say it. It's almost like I feel like society is being structured to force me to be a Jew, to force me to be a Zionist. And that's just not acceptable. So we need to balance the scales out. And that's where I'm at this holiday. I don't know where you guys are at. I know it's midnight, so Easter's over, but the telling the story and this feeling obviously is more than just one day. This is a late one, Christian. Yes, it is. What's up? Yeah, I was just feeling it. Christian kind of woke me up. I just from a simple tweet. Christian's like, I was just trying to find out when the next show was, but so I've been doing a show almost every night since I think I missed one night since Christian hit me up on Twitter. Appreciate you. Poppy Ball Bags in the building, or at least he was earlier. Matt says, dude, you come up with the worst ideas. I'm not sure. I guess is it the thumbnail, or I don't know. Is this a controversial topic? I know obviously the part of it is, but is the Pontius Pilate take controversial? I hope not. I don't think that's controversial at all. And that's where we'll start. We're going to get into Drewski. We're going to get into blackface. Jake Paul talking about it. We're going to get into potentially the Catholic Church as well. But the Pontius Pilate story is one that it kind of reminds me of the mob that we have and the mob that assembles nowadays. We see it in different avenues in different ways. We're seeing it now with people. Right now right now it is kind of like a Jewish mob. It's influencers online trying to create the momentum, and you see it spills out to the streets, to corporate media, to podcasting. The whole podcast world is kind of adhering to this Jewish mob. I mean, even the ones that you look at, Candace Owens, Tucker, that pretend, in my opinion, to push back in a way. Not that they're better than most, and not that they're all bad, but I don't. They're not even where I think we need them to be, where I need them to be, or where I want to see somebody at. And that's what the story of Pontius Pilate was. So they had already decided to crucify Jesus 32 times before his arrest. It was a rigged system. It was a rigged trial. It was basically a setup, obviously. It was a sham. It was orchestrated. It was subversive. It's kind of ringing a bell. It's hard to ignore. And they violated their own procedures in the process of it. It's kind of crazy. And I'm just expanding. I did a little article on X is what I'm showing here. And just trying to expand on it. Somebody, Aldo, put this very well. But Aldo said, and Grok is good at searching X. So I was like, hey, this is my take X. Search me for some other stuff that people said against it and for it. Aldo here said Pontius Pilate was a coward like many today's politicians are. He certainly knew that there's no cause to crucify Jesus, but he did it anyway because he feared the people would riot. He cared more about his job than standing for truth. And that's just well said. That's the story there. I call it an estrogen crash. The original conservative cuck, basically. And it applies to a little bit, it applies to me and everyone, but we saw that with Charlie. We see that in the aftermath of Charlie. Like, I'm looking at it now, it's been some time, and I'm looking at some things, and I haven't really talked about the conspiracies, and I don't even like using that word, to be honest with you. Conspiracy theorists have been proven right a lot, so it shouldn't be a negative, but I still don't like using it. The theories, just like you're playing chess with Charlie Kirk in the aftermath of his passing, I was taking heed, and I didn't want to be too much into it. And then with video, it's very difficult now. It's getting a little goofy. But now I'm able to narrow it down a little bit, take some of the facts. We have some more data, put that into the tools that I'm using, Notebook LM. I'm giving them free advertising, but whatever. I mean, I do feel like it's important to share if people aren't aware. A lot of people I talk to don't even know about Notebook LM, which is crazy. It is unbelievable. You can put, legal documents, all kinds of stuff in it, and it's just unbelievable. You can put up to 300 documents in there with, each one of them hundreds of pages, and it is amazingly accurate at going through those. And looking at it, I do have some questions. I'm not going to flesh that out right now, but my point is, in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination, the people around him don't have any level of curiosity that I would expect, other than Candace, to be honest with you. And she has gotten goofy, but she's been more authentic. I know she's got to get clicks. She's got to do that stuff too, but she's more in the direction of authenticity than his widow, in my opinion. I mean, who's doing just weird thing, counter-signaling his message underneath his name as the CEO of his organization is just wild. I mean, it's just wild. I mean, that's more like Judah. That's not, that's more like Judas. That's not Pontius Pilate thing even, but it's tough to see. But then everyone around that just folding in is more of the Pontius Pilate type of thing without saying, wait a second. There are some people that, people that you might not know. I've seen it following it, people who have kind of resigned from TPUSA, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not even trying to be against TPUSA right now in this message. It's just more of, when we're seeing stuff that isn't right, we need to speak out, at least, or do whatever maybe you're an artist, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a rapper, maybe you're a writer, whatever talent you have, whatever ability you have within the realm of what's reasonable, but showing some courage, this is not okay. If you're not curious about what happened beyond the story, when the story clearly is not lining up, and I'm not going to go into that in detail now. I was just thinking about it because I was looking into it today, but I'm seeing a lot of cuckery, and that doesn't even from guys like it's James Kelly, right? Julie Kelly's brother, who's usually pretty, strong with his takes, and I'm seeing him kind of soften the take when it gets a little bit too close to the sun. And maybe that's okay. You can't lose your opportunities, but I would like to see a little bit more courage. But that was 2,000 years ago, and not much has changed now. Pontius Pilate was a Roman governor and had a lot of authority and knew exactly what was happening, knew that it was a frame job. And in the end, he surrendered. He said, he explicitly pronounced Jesus not guilty 3 separate times, sought to free him 7 times, but in the end, collapsed the second that his standing was threatened. And that's my biggest takeaway right now. There's a correlation between the pressure that he was under and the ADL today, Anti-Defamation League, and the BLM type movement today, which is kind of morphed into, we had BLM in 2020, and it kind of morphed into now this anti-Semitism, before it was anti-racism, or what I think that was the take. It was it's not good enough to be not racist. You had to be anti racism. Now it's the anti-Semitism that you just see everywhere. I mean, it's just literally everywhere. Everyone from Alex Jones to Tim Pool to, just everyone. It's literally everywhere. That's not even the main. Of course, the main ones are. Most recently, Bill Maher every episode is on the anti-Semitism. Had Anna Kasparian on, and it's the anti-Semitism, and each show is that now. That's not what his show was before. So it's BLM style riots, but it's they're not rioting, but it's anti-Semitism type pressure. And just like what I said with BLM, what is wrong with racism? Racism is a preference. What is wrong? Explain to me what the problem is with racism. I honestly don't understand. It kind of forces you to define it because you have to tell me what the problem is with it. A lot of times when you say that, people go into violence. Well, that's not racism. Racism is not violence. Violence is violence. So yeah, there's a problem with violence, and there's laws for that, and I don't condone that. Let's go back to the question: what's the problem with racism? There's really no answer to that. It's the same thing with the anti-Semitism. What is the problem with anti-Semitism? Please explain that to me. Other than you might not like it, you probably can't define it. It makes no sense. The word even makes no sense. Way more than even racism makes no sense. There is no problem with it. That's the road that we go down. And the mob yelled, "If you release this man, you are no friend of Caesar." They were yelling that. It was basically an ADL-like blackmail. I didn't put this in the article. That's why I wanted to flesh it out a little bit more. It would have been too long. Do what we want, or we will report you to the emperor, basically, is what they're saying, for tolerating a rival king and ruin your career. It's just amazing when you go back to the book and read it. You're like, wait a second. This thing is like, it's like the blueprint to what's happening and what's happened over and over in history. We're just repeating, and it rhymes, the famous quote, but it's repeating over and over and over again. Why do you think people are doing Hitler edits now? It's not condoning the murders, or, I'm not an expert in exactly what happened there, but any type of violence or murder, but it's looking at the problem that Hitler had identified and saying, well, I think we should have an adult conversation about that part. And I see why you make that such a stigma, where you say it on the platforms and it's already, the algorithm's like, already flagged. This is for educational purposes, by the way, algorithm. It's already flagged because there is an adult conversation to have there. And it's one that a lot of people don't want to have. Exact same mirroring of what happened 2,000 years ago. Almost exactly 2,000 years ago. It was what, 30? I don't have the date here, but what was it? 30 AD or something like that? So the mob's yelling, the threat to riot. I mean, we've seen that multiple times. Pilate caved to avoid these BLM-style public riots. So he had the authority, but no backbone. The mob had the passion, but no truth. And that's going to be a theme for tonight. That's going to be a theme. And the Catholic Church, the bureaucracy, and the fecklessness is where I'm going to hopefully end with this. We'll see where we go. That's where I want to end with this. The mob, when you look at someone like Laura Loomer, when I supported Laura Loomer, and there's a part of me that still, admires parts of Laura Loomer, absolutely. Very intelligent, weaseled her way into the White House. She's really funny, great trash talker. I mean, she's just off her rocker right now because she's in an ideology that we just don't agree with. But when she's like a rabid dog, who is the non-Zionist Christian, non-Zionist Catholic who is like the rabid dog? Who? There's nothing sinful about standing up for yourself. So where are we at? What are we doing? You could say whatever you want about Mark Levin and just rattle off the names, of course, that are just literally like pit bulls that are rabid and foaming at the mouth to just attack anyone and really eliminate them. I haven't heard them say anything necessarily violent about specific people other than bombing women and children overseas. But other than that, they're pretty peaceful. But they would want to eliminate your income, eliminate you from the map if you are big enough, powerful enough to have some influence. They have the passion. Where's the passion in the other way? I understand the truth is not on their side, but we can't sit back and say the truth is not on their side, so I'm just going to fold my hands and sit back. That doesn't work for me. I'm not going to be on the subway and watch, we've shown some of these subway videos. I'm not going to be on the subway watching some unhinged black or whatever, whoever's on the subway is usually a black on the subway, unhinged. And I'm just going to fold back and just watch it like the truth is not on their side. So we're good. No, we might not be good. The truth is going to be on my side, and you're going to get Daniel parried as well in defense. What's up, everyone? Mostly peaceful, Rabbit Mark Levin. I don't know why I like that. That was funny. Hippocratic Oath, thanks for stopping by again. Mostly peaceful. This is what Hippocratic Oath says. Mostly peaceful, rabid Mark Levin. That's exactly. It went from mostly peaceful BLM, and now it's mostly peaceful. Now they're not violent in the streets. They're just violent with 2-ton bombs or 1-ton bombs, or putting goys through the meat grinder. They're supporting that type of violence. They're higher level. It's higher IQ. They're way higher IQ. They're not going to be promoting going down and burning down the police station. What does that really accomplish? That's more for the low IQs. They are higher IQ. There's no doubt about that. They're playing chess. The others are playing checkers or some other stupid game. But yeah, this is the same thing. They're mostly peaceful. They're kind of peaceful. Like Randy Fine, he's kind of peaceful. Chad says, weird for a widow to go on tour when the husband passes rather than be there for the kids. I didn't comment from that standpoint as much as, and I guess I did because I thought it was just kind of weird. If you're going to be CEO, you can be a CEO and then just go home with the kids. You're the boss. You don't have to be front facing. You didn't have to be the face of this thing. And I think it was tough because the other people are not good options to be the face. The only good option they had was Jack Posobiec. And that's what I would have done if I was. I haven't really followed Jack as much as I used to be. Um, Christian says, happy to be inspiration. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I would have probably said Jack Posobiec. That's who I would have said, let's have him be the face of this. And try to pry him away from, he's doing human events or whatever else he's doing, or he does a lot. That's what I would have done. And Erica Kirk could have been like, I'm the boss in the background. But, they can do whatever they want, but I can comment. So I'm not telling anybody what to do. Chad said, Pontius Pilate played his part. Why would he stand up for a random guy in the land he was oppressing, appease the masses, and collect their taxes? Well said. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing now. When you look at kind of where Donald Trump is, but, the vibe I get from, I was going to say Tulsi. No, the vibe I get from Tulsi is that she still cares and she feels, I do get a vibe. Maybe it's just her thick thighs. I don't know what it is, but I could be biased. There could be a bias there, but that she has some sense of truth to her, some type of base to her, a little bit at least, and she's just playing the role. That's the vibe I got from her testimony. I should break down her testimony. It was absolutely outstanding. Her testimony was absolutely outstanding. But my point is, I'm looking for somebody who thinks the Titanic's going to hit the iceberg and they're jumping off. And that might be your Kristi Noem. But she might be too stupid. So that's not, maybe more Pam Bondi. I don't know how bright she is either. Maybe more of your Eric Trumps of the world, where they're trying to make money off of stuff. Do you see that they had, I think they have investment in some drone company. And they, their dad is commander-in-chief, started the war. I mean, they're doing Israel's bidding, but they started the war in the Middle East. The Middle East, Iran started bombing the allies, our allies, in UAE, Kuwait, Iraq, I guess, is still an ally to a certain extent, obviously Israel. But they're over there trying to sell the drones, I think, that I think it's Eric, and let me not speak out of school, but I think there's some type of, like, I'm investing in the company. My dad bombed Iran, allegedly. I'm uninformed. I'm just speaking off the top of the head here. And then they're trying to sell the drones to the allies. That's real messed up because Trump, their daddy, is the one that's kind of protecting them. So, imagine you're Kuwait or whoever over there. Imagine you're Dubai. Imagine you're in the UAE or Dubai in particular, and your tourist industry is just shot. Who's going to Dubai now? And you're like, damn, where are we at? And somebody, just hypothetically, a son of a president who's doing the war, well, not the son, but the company that the son might have some investments in, comes to you and says, do you want some drones for protection or whatever they're selling for protection? Would you want to piss off the son of the daddy who's going to protect you? You might be like, okay, give me, even if you didn't want to, give me a couple. I'll try it out. I'll try them out. I'll put a couple on the order. That's how ugly. I haven't looked into that in detail, but that's how ugly it's getting. But that does go back to Pontius Pilate again. Playing the part, appease the masses, appease MAGA, collect the taxes. It's going to hit the Titanic anyway. We might as well make some extra bucks. What does this pay for play with Pam Bondi allegedly? What do they need more money for? It's unbelievable. I guess any lifestyle you could be living check to check. I don't know what their finances are, but it's just wild from a money standpoint. And this is the clip, my kingdom is not of this world. I think I put that in there. I think people use that clip as an excuse, which I don't like. This is another tweet from @Ronald N. Zamora says, One of the things Easter teaches you is human beings. The conspiracy to kill Jesus really blows the mind if you deep it. I don't know where they're from. I still thought it was a good post, but it's diaspora, Africa somewhere. Yeah, it just says Africa. Well, that narrows it down. What? We don't get a country? Yeah, X has it where you can see where an account is based out of. Oh, they might be using a. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know they had this, so I'm on X. I'll digress for a second. This tweet that I liked was based out of Africa. It says, but I didn't know it tells you that they might be using a VPN. Wow. So that's probably why it just says Africa. What is the? Even if you have a can you do that? I use VPNs, but it usually has the country in it. But I'm sure maybe you can do a region or something. I didn't even know you could do that. Let's see here. So the Africa account says the conspiracy to kill Jesus really blows the mind if you deep it. Couldn't said to Annas, couldn't find anything to hold him guilty of. Couldn't find them anything to hold him guilty of multiple times here. Pilate wanted to release the guy. Then those damn niggas said, if you release him, you're not a friend of Caesar. That's exactly what I was saying. Basically use Pilate's weak spot, governorship of Judea, to threaten him. In those times, being a governor who was known as not a friend of Caesar was basically falling on your own sword. Pilate was already enemies of Herod and Herod's brother, who both ruled other territories of Israel. He simply handed Jesus over once this was said. Once you really understand it, nothing humans do to you will ever surprise you again. I actually thought that was well said. From Africa. Thanks for the message from Africa. So I actually put that link in the article there. So that kind of brings us to Drewski. Drewski did the Lizzo skit. You've seen it by now. 185 million views. Probably the most views I've seen on a post since Your Body, My Choice Forever.
Get on your feet, boy!
So that's Drewski, obviously. Looking a lot like Erica Kirk, actually. Looks like Erica Kirk with about 2 more pounds than she really has. Just a couple pounds. Not a lot, actually. That's wild. That makeup job, and that's wild, man. I don't know how he does that. That makeup is, I mean, it's crazy. It's really, really good makeup job. So he's making fun, obviously, of. They literally have the pyrotechnics. Now, they did that under Charlie Kirk, but I think without Charlie, Charlie had he had his finger on, or his thumb on the pulse, I think the phrase is, on the tenor of the country. And I think he would have gotten rid of the pyrotechnics. I mean, when he brought him on, I think it was a good idea. It wasn't really bad. But things kind of changed since then, and I don't think he would be using them now. I honestly do not. I don't think he would have waited for the memes to come. I think he would have pivoted. Charlie Kirk was a brilliant dude. Absolutely brilliant mind, brilliant debate dude. And when he got into debate, he was good faith too. Remember the debate on it was a great debate on Tim Pool with him and Vosh? Oh man, it was really excellent. Good faith. I think both of them acted in good faith. Tim didn't, he did his thing. It was a great episode. But I think that's the last debate I saw him do. But he was a debate bro at heart, Charlie Kirk. But he had a bigger, larger calling. Man, it's still tough to see him, to see that he's gone. But we didn't even know. He's a young man. We didn't even know where he was going to go. People talk about president. He could have had a higher I mean, he could have been even more influential than a president. But let's go with the Drewskis.
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
How about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
And then it's funny, after he did this, she literally did that again on X.
Broke my heart. That is the
I think some people were in their feelings a little bit because he kind of, the truth is kind of annoying, If the truth is kind of, sometimes it depends on what your mood is, but it got 185 million views because he touched on something. It's there's a reason why it has that many views. And I think some people got in their feelings because he hit a little bit too close to home. So it's not like ha funny, but it's a great skit. I mean, this is the power of satire. This is the power of parody. I mean, he's one-man band, like way better than Saturday Night Live. I don't know what happened to that show, but I mean, by himself, he's better. He did the white face at the NASCAR. That was good. That was well done. He did the pastor thing. He hasn't touched on one subject that's pretty glaring. Not surprising either, though. Yeah, there you go.
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers.
Erica she tries too hard, man. She's the definition of a try hard. That's what he's showing here. That she had the video where people were doing the edits where she was just, weirdly staring, like she's very intense, and you can tell it feels like at least she's acting, and so he played off of it.
And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Even that service they did for him at I forget what stadium in Arizona, even that had a little bit too much of flash to it. I think they had pyrotechnics at that, if I'm not mistaken.
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha.
And this one's kind of tired, it's kind of a cliche, but it fits though.
And Bella will have organic popcorn.
To have the little dog there, that's a good touch. And then the pink case on the phone, okay. He put a little bit into this. And then the dog's in the pink outfit. You got to give him some credit for that. It's gay as hell, literally, but it's still, you still get your credit for that. This is good stuff.
Organic? Yes, everything organic. Pop cup.
I like that one. Everything organic.
Yes, everything organic.
Are you good?
It's kind of funny. Pilates is no joke, though, man. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to do that. I have tried to do that. My wife got me to, this was years ago, and I was like, whoa. I was like, this was no joke. The Pilates is no joke.
Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect
It's a great workout.
all men in America.
Okay, so this is the part where we go to the, see, here we go with the black stuff.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America.
Now, where did he get that from? I'm not familiar with where that lands, that one lands. And I might just not know. Where'd the white one come from? I don't know. I'm just going to drop that in here real quick to see. I usually forget when I do this, but I'm going to try to drop this in here and see if it has protect the white man. I don't know if she's ever said anything like that. Has Erica Kirk ever said anything about protect the white man or anything like that? Look up and see. She more is like protect the Jew, protect Israel. So there's just that one didn't land for me. That one was like a shout out to the blacks. You know, he's like an Afro Brazilian type dude. He's like half black, half Brazilian or something like that. And that's a shout out to the blacks. There's like a dog whistle to the blacks. Charlie Kirk wasn't. I know people portrayed him as that. He was obviously not, and nothing racist or anything towards black people. But for Erica, I don't remember anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, she talks about being anti-Jew. So this was cowardly here. But you see, the interesting thing is, I'm going to talk about firing back. They can't fire back at this. This part here was bullshit. Erica Kirk has never said any type of shit about protecting white people. That actually would be kind of based. When did she ever say anything based like that? Get the hell out of here. She talks about protecting Jews. That's where this part would have been fun. That's where that would have been like, oh, we're protecting Jews in Israel and that kind of stuff.
We have to protect all men in America.
All men in America.
Especially
Jews. That would have hit something. But no, Drewski's not, he doesn't have no courage like that. That's just complete bullshit. So he tried to make fun of, this is where the parody went flat, but none of the Erica Kirk TPUSA, none of the Con Incs could even touch this part. But this part was flat. This part was bullshit. This part was him making fun of what blacks think Erica Kirk is. Because blacks know the difference between whites and Jews, but they know not to touch that sun. So they just say Jews are white, and they don't want to talk about it. So that's what he was doing here with that. This part was horrific, Drew. Bad part here, Drewski. This part landed flat with me, but it landed home with the blacks. The blacks talked about that part. That was probably their favorite part.
we have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America.
And then the security guard looks at her funny. No, that doesn't land. Don't try to pull one over my eyes, Drewski. He's a very smart, as far as, comedians have that insight, almost like a hip hop artist. They kind of know the land of what's happening. They know these nuanced topics. This is him showing a lack of courage.
Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes. Because they are the ones who mattered most.
That didn't even make sense. So it ended on a bad note. And I don't know if I heard anybody mention that. That was a terrible way to end that. He did a lot of good stuff in there, but that was an absolute failure.
Get on your feet!
No, stop that. Damn, he put that shit loud. Trump is going to liberate us from the pesky burden of elections. No, he's not that dude. He's not that guy. I forgot where that's from, that reference. He's not that guy. Patrick says, has anybody seen or researched what Erica Kirk's mother does for a career? I forgot. I have not gone down the rabbit hole too much, but I have seen people talk about it. Sam Parker, I believe, and others have kind of gone into that. I'm not doing that today, but you put it in the chat. I forget what the reference is there, but I know she did the video for the CIA, and there's other stuff regarding children, even not, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it because it's hard to verify a lot of that stuff. I hear what other people are saying, but you got to find what is the source for that? So that was the skit. Skit did numbers, almost 200 million views for a little 2-minute short. But that's a good one because that's a short people watch the whole thing through. If you never saw it, if you're just listening to the podcast right now, he's in full white face. So I don't know what he did to look like a woman. He put on a wig, a blonde wig, a white outfit, the pink outfit. He looked exactly like Erica Kirk. Puffy cheeks and everything. It was a dead on impression. That kind of made the bit. If he didn't have it like that that the bit wouldn't have been as good. I think now we have to look at what's the response. So Drewski, a black, half Brazilian, or whatever he is, dude, comes at a race angle, goes to whiteface. So he's coming at race. He's going in whiteface, and he's going after the widow. Now let's be clear. It's perfectly okay to go after this widow. This is not some humble widow that doesn't want to be on social media, that's behind the scenes. It's perfectly legit, guys. I don't want to hear that some of the cucked conservatives were kind of like, oh, well, look, he's going after a widow. No, well, what do you mean he's going after a widow? He's going after the CEO, the front-facing CEO of TPUSA. She's not just a widow. She's not hiding anywhere. She's not saying, I want my privacy. She's doing interviews. She's all over the place. She's highly visible. And she made that choice. She made a choice, and she can do that. That's her prerogative. But once you make that choice to be public facing and doing interviews and talking to people and doing Barry Weiss and doing the town hall and meeting with Trump and doing the pyrotechnics on stage, oh, you can be clowned. It doesn't matter if you're a widow or not. And even if she is private, you could, if you wanted to, clown her. But then I would say that's out of line. If she was private, then there would be nothing to clown. So she wouldn't be clowned. She operates huge social media. She's on CBS doing the town hall. She's on Fox News. She's giving endorsement speeches. I mean, come on. Let's stop that. She's in the middle of the Coliseum, the political Coliseum. So she is absolutely fair game. There's no shielding her from anything. Now, if you guys, you conservative men, want to step up and defend her, I actually say that's what should be happening. I'm not even on her side, really, particularly. She's against me. She's a political enemy of mine just because of the positions, the core positions that we have. But if you are on her side, if you're pro TPUSA still, or in that world, Daily Wire world probably, then you should fire back. But instead, the grifter community, the conservative incorporated, they went with the victim routine. What was their response? Instead of matching the energy, the comedic energy, you've got some of the brightest minds out there, Clay Travis and Matt Walsh and all these others. All these other people with the gift of gab, the power of the pen. They played the victim card. Clay Travis went on Twitter and said, Erica Kirk's husband was assassinated in September. It's March, and a black comedian is putting on whiteface and mocking her in a video. What? What's your point? Do you have a statement? That's literally what he said. This is Clay. If you're watching on video, I have it on the screen. Clay Travis. This is a man. Drewski makes a joke, and it kind of hurts a little bit for you guys, probably. It doesn't hurt for me. I couldn't care less. But, okay. What do? Clay Travis says Erica Kirk's husband was assassinated in September. It's March, and a black comedian. So what does that mean? I'm trying to follow this tweet. Like, what are you thinking when you write this? Erica Kirk's husband was assassinated in September, and it's March. So what are you saying? Is it too soon? Is it too soon? What's too soon? No, I just told you Erica Kirk's husband was assassinated in September, and part of the joke is that she's on stage with pyrotechnics, and she was way before March. So you sound stupid already. So let's keep going. That's the first sentence, and you sound absolutely ridiculous. And a black comedian, okay, what does that have to do with anything? If you're not going to make a black joke, I don't understand what the point is. He made white jokes. You just pointed out that he was black. You should point out the truth about he's half black, half something else, want to be black, or whatever you want to do. But just saying what does that mean? What's the point of even saying that? A black comedian is putting on whiteface, okay, and mocking her in a video. That's just a statement. I don't even know what you're trying to say. You don't even have the courage to say what you want to say to Drewski. Who's funding Drewski? I don't know if he has like I don't know. Maybe there's a funding thing there. Then he says, Clay Travis goes on to say, honest question, if a prominent, here we go with the whataboutism, and I think there's a place for whataboutism, but here we go, not soft whataboutism. You can't just leave it with whataboutism. The whataboutism sets up the hard-hitting statement. He says, honest question, here we go. You already know where he's going to go. If you haven't read this, you already know where he's going to go. If a prominent black leader had been assassinated, and a white comedian put on blackface and mocked his widow, what would happen? I don't know. You would still be a bitch. So you're trying to back a widow that you're on the same political side of, and your whataboutism is, what if a black leader had been assassinated and a white comedian put on blackface and mocked the widow? What would happen? The only thing that would happen is you would still be irrelevant. You would still be an astroturfed nothing when you release statements like this that are just innocuous as vacuous, it's meaningless, it provides nothing at all. That's your response. That's the best response you get out of Con Inc. You see why I call them Con Artist Inc., Grift Incorporated. It's almost like he didn't want to. It almost feels like he felt obligated to release a statement. No, tell me, Clay, what would have happened if that? What? Honest question, if a prominent black leader had been assassinated and a white comedian put on blackface and mocked his widow, what would have happened? I don't know, Clay, tell me, what would have happened? You see the problem I have on this Easter? You see the problem I have with the lack of courage here? It's a statement. Who is he scared of? Are there any corporations that are financially backing the comedian Drewski? Do a deep dive on that. Tell me. I want to know names of corporation CEOs and people involved. What is he scared of? I didn't do the search before, but I'm going to put that in the background right now. He's obviously scared of something. You can tell that. I don't know what it is. I thought he was just on his own, but who knows? Maybe he's managed by CAA. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll probably look that up too. I don't know. I'm just completely guessing, speculating here. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I have a question about the comedian Drewski. Who's his agent? Does he have an agent? Who's his manager? I mean, I'm sure he has an agent, but it could be like family or whatever. That's a smart play. Keep it in the family. And there was many others like that. Matt Walsh, Ted Cruz came with a cucked statement. He called the skit beneath contempt. Now he's a sitting senator, so I'm very sensitive to free speech. I don't really want it to come from a senator. But it is a cuck statement either way. People were saying, a lot of people were saying mocking a widow is the best they could imagine or the best they could do. A lot of people did the Clay Travis statement was very representative of what all Conservative Inc. had to say. Just complete cope. It's this extra cope upon extra cope. These guys have no backbone. They're the last people that I want to be in a foxhole with. If you're not willing to match his energy, then just shut up. Don't say anything. Yeah, I see you pointed out. I wouldn't have a problem with them pointing out and even making that statement if it came with teeth behind it. I don't know. You guys are smarter than me. I don't know what the teeth looks like. I mean, the teeth, maybe the teeth would look like making fun of him. I mean, Lizzo lost weight. Why haven't you? I mean, Charles Barkley's doing GLP-1 commercials. Why is actually it's an honest question. Why is Drewski so overweight? He should look shriveled up like most celebrities who go on Ozempic or whatever they're using. He should look shriveled up where he looks about aged 20 years, thinner but kind of frail looking. That's what he should look like. Instead, he looks like just a tub of lard. And you don't have any comments for him? And this is just educational purposes, YouTube. I'm not trying to berate anybody or bully anybody. Who's going to bully Drewski? He's like 400 pounds. I couldn't bully him if I wanted to. But if you're going to bring up that he's black, then why don't he made white jokes. Where are the black jokes? I'm perfectly fine with that. If that's what, blacks will make black jokes with other blacks, if you don't know. You're unhinged nig who's half Brazilian, who has a secret fetish. You're kind of like Kristi Noem's husband. You want to dress up white. This is the second time you've done it. You wish you were white, but you're black, and you're not proud of it. And you want to dress up as a woman. You are very good as a woman. You are very convincing as a conservative white woman. How long did you leave the white woman face on? Or do you do it regularly? How do you have such a good makeup artist? I'm not a comedian, but my point is, well, let's talk about it, Drewski. I saw some of your videos, Drewski, where you had this 6'8" Amazonian nigga-looking woman in your love contest, and you kind of liked her a lot. She looked like she would bend you're 400 pounds. She's like 6'8", 500 pounds. She looked like she would bend you over and peg you. Why are you worried about Erica Kirk? You've got demons to work on, bruh. I don't even have beef with Drewski. I actually don't. I'm just saying, I'm just role-playing out. Well, let's talk about it, Drew. Let's hash this out. That would be the energy I would like. There is absolutely nothing sinful about that. Bro, I hope you get help. I hope you stop eating more. I hope you put down the fork for a second and stop putting that extra fat and stress on your heart. It's not good for you. There's many ways you could go on this without being bitch made. Why is this okay? And for other people who don't have the platforms of a Clay Travis, a Matt Walsh, that are just a waste of space in this moment, you're pro Erica Kirk, and you came harder at your friend, I don't know if they're still friends now, Candace Owens, when you did that segment on her than you did on Drewski. And I know you got bars. I know for a fact Matt Walsh has bars. Where are the bars for Drewski? You see where I'm frustrated? So then I saw this today that what's his name? Jake Paul was on with Theo Vaughn. And I'm going to play the clip, and I'll tell you why I'm not impressed by this at all. This Jake Paul comment, basically. This is Jake Paul on with Theo Vaughn on Drewski.
I mean, this shit is crazy. When she starts doing that,
at least he used the right pronouns. Y'all are wild.
What are your thoughts? I thought it's so bizarre. It's one of his more bizarre videos. I mean, it's hilarious, dude. She's in this space. I wish they'd have gone a little more into like the stuff with the husband and what could have happened, but I don't think black people like mess with people's families and shit that much. They don't go into that kind of area very much. Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about there, but it's not really important.
I mean, Drewski's just, you never know what he's going to do, bro. And this sets that precedent like nothing else.
I agree with that. I agree. At first, and you see, why is he scared? I need to see funding him. He sounds scared. Manager past real influence for Drewski. Johnny Shipes. Oh. Oh, Drew Friedman. What the hell? Uh-oh. We're gonna have to do a deep dive on this in the background. Give me 1 second to set it up. I did the search on ChatGPT earlier. I need a deep research now, and I need to go into the backgrounds. I didn't notice it the first time when I was listening to this, but they sound shook. And I'm like, there's something going on. Because Theo Vaughn didn't come with the heat. You know, he was kind of not stuttering, but kind of hesitating. And you can see all the Matt Walshes and Clay Travises were hesitating even more than I would expect. People involved with Drewski funding management, basically PR, his whole team. Okay. That's going to take probably, it typically takes about 10 minutes or so. We'll be getting an update there because something doesn't spell right. Something ain't right. Let's look at how shook he was in the beginning here. So I guess I might get copyright. They took it down.
What are your thoughts?
I thought
So that was soft. What are your thoughts? I don't know, bro. You on my show? Fire off, fire away.
it's so bizarre. It's one of his more bizarre videos.
That's your first take? Yeah, I guess it's bizarre. But it's one of his more bizarre videos, but he did the white face with the NASCAR. So it's not really bizarre at this point. That's an odd comment. That's not what I expected to talk about, but yeah, something's off.
I mean, it's hilarious, dude. She's in this space. I wish.
Wait, why is he saying she? I
Could
don't
have
know.
gone a little more into like the stuff with the husband and what could have happened, but
The stuff with the husband. What? I don't even know what he's talking about.
I don't think black people like mess with people's families and shit that much. They don't go.
What the fuck? But you don't think black people mess with people's families? What? I don't even know what he's talking about, man. That's what he's way off base right now.
Go into that kind of area very much. Yeah.
When that could be true in certain situations, but not when it comes with Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk, for sure not.
I mean, Drewski's just, you never know what he's gonna do, bro.
I agree with that.
And this sets that precedent like nothing else. I mean, look at this, bro. This could be fucking you or Logan in 40 years, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what? I don't even understand that. What does that even mean? I don't know. I'm lost.
And not in a bad way, dude. Y'all look good. It's fucking
Yeah, no, honestly.
Just weird. The reaction to it is weirder than the skit. Drewski's skit. This is just weird right now. This is not even the point of what I was playing this for. I know I always get on the tangents, but I can't let this go. This is just damn weird. I don't know what this reaction is to this. This is not authentic at all.
dude, this is Hulk Hogan's whole family in one picture,
This
dude.
is Hulk Hogan. Yeah, no, honestly, it's fucking hilarious. I loved it. And
Oh, so that's why he threw it off. I got it now. Now I'm watching it again. He threw it to Theo because he was going to say, I loved it, just to see. He didn't want to taint Theo's take on it.
I'm obviously Republican, and like all the Republicans being mad about this shit is like a fucking L for Republicans, because
No, it's not an L. I'm going to keep him. I'm going to let me just let it go.
this is fucking hilarious. And even though it's fucking dark and twisted, and it's not maybe this is what comedy fucking is.
Yes.
Like,
I agree.
We are fucking humans. Let's make fun of ourselves. And there's truth in this.
Yes.
And extreme truth. And people weren't ready for that, but I think it's fucking hilarious. And I want to ask you something, because I've been over the last couple of days calling makeup artists, and I was gonna do a response to this and like go and do like the full on
Darker?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and do it and just do it back, because why not?
Yeah.
Like, are we on the same playing field? Like,
I think if there's a way to do it, oh, singing in well, even this sentence. But if there's a way to do it, I've been here many times. If there's a way to do it, I think, yeah.
Yeah, this is so. I'm gonna just let it go. I'm just interrupting because it kind of helps a little bit for the copyright potential. I don't know if he copyrights or not, but I'll react after it's done.
I think there needs to be some black support for the character, I think. Like I'm saying, like say if Drewski or I'm trying to think of somebody else.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley. If you got one of those guys to be like, hey, Theo, I want you to do this skit with me. Let's do this.
But still, that's pussying out.
You think it is?
Yeah.
To me, there's a level of like,
doesn't that make
Jesus
us more like prejudice?
oh, like more prejudice?
That makes us, if we have to partner with someone. Drewski just dropped this,
and he's done it a couple of times.
Exactly. I fucking love it. This is,
you know what that reminds me of? Damn, I forget his name. The Joker dude that I'm not a fan of. That does the Joker face and goes on Omegle or whatever that video app is. He just did the boxing fight where he brought the KFC out to clown whoever the black was. I don't even remember the name, but he had whack whatever his name is. It whack 50 whack 100. I don't even know his name. He had a black dude okay the KFC joke before he did it. Like, bro, if you got to do that, don't do the KFC joke, please. I'm so glad he didn't do that with me. I would have been like, I gotta ask your boss. you got a man. You know you're gay, right? That's your man over there. That you asked your man to do the KFC. First of all, you bring out the KFC for me. I love KFC. Please come up, just bring it over here. As long as you didn't poison it and still warm. Damn, it's KFC. Even if it's cold, I'll eat that bitch. As long as it's dark meat. I'm not as big a fan of the breast, but you got spicy dark meat. Bring it over here. But then after I'm done eating it, I'm gonna talk to how the joke developed, because you in the Joker outfit, whatever his name is, somebody tell me what his damn name is. You in the Joker outfit, you come across as you got the hard ER, you drop all that stuff, but you had to ask Negro over there for permission. Is he running your stream? That's the same type of stuff that Theo Von's saying here. You had to go ask a Negro. You had to go ask some nigga for permission to do blackface. This is the best we got. You see why the country's cooked, right? You see how it all relates. This is culture. You don't even have the courage to do blackface without trying to say, oh, I need to go to Charles Barkley. To Charles Barkley? I'll put him in the blackface skit. What do you mean I have to Charles Barkley for what? To ask him for permission?
great. This is how humans should be.
I agree.
We should fucking make fun of each other. And I don't see in color, I see in truth and comedy. So, like, what are we talking about?
So you're saying
what era are we living in?
Dude, Justin Trudeau did, and he's freaking dating Katy Perry. You see that, Justin Trudeau, the mayor of freaking Canada?
I was just with them. I was just with them.
No, you were not.
Yeah, at the JP Morgan summit.
He was B-facing. Look at him right there in the middle. Look at the one in the hat in the middle.
He got caught for this before?
Yeah, look how dark he went. I mean, he went.
But to be fair, that picture's in black and white, so we can't tell how dark he went.
But yeah, that's fair. That's kind of fair. What about Jimmy Kimmel when he was blacking around over there? Bring that up, huh?
I like that term. He said when he was blacking around.
Hey, look at him just blacking. I mean, look at that. Even the cross eyes.
That's Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
You never seen that?
That ain't fucking Shaq, dude. That looks healthier than Shaq.
There's no way that's Jimmy Kimmel. Oh,
Bro,
God.
what's the younger
bro.
Jimmy?
And look,
now.
bro, and look, by the way,
That is Jimmy Kimmel.
look at fucking Jimmy Kimmel. Fucking on the left. Untouchable.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Wow, how can they get away with this shit?
The shit that pisses me off, it's like kids can't be black for Halloween, dude. You know, like a kid, it's his favorite athlete. He never grew up with anything racist in his heart or anything.
Yeah, and
Who says kids can't be black for Halloween?
he wants to be LeBron.
Yeah.
In the Halloween. This kid is just like fucking getting penetrated by haters.
That's the problem. There's too many haters out there. But look, Drewski's doing this shit. Craziest one he did was the one where he spit on a black guy out of a car dressed as a white guy. You see that one?
Yeah, I did see that. So you see them shook. I'm not going to play it again, but you see them shook to really have the conversation to even do it. And I would put money on it that Jake Paul's not going to do it, because if he were going to do it, he wouldn't say it publicly. He would have just done it. I don't even think he's got the chops to pull it off anyway. He just wanted to drop that he was thinking about it. He thought that was something. No, that made you look worse. I'll stop to see what people are saying here. Hippocratic Oath says Charlie Kirk chose well with Erica. They are both grifters. Charlie was more ruthless with the Groypers than Ben Shapiro. He wanted to deny aid to Gaza and denied they are starving. I agree with you. He had the joke about throwing Palestinians off a building or whatever, but there's no more buildings left. I believe that was a dark joke. That was not Charlie-like to me. I don't know where that came from. I think that was a bad moment, but yeah, that was basically his take. But I think he was torn. I think he was conflicted. How conflicted? It's hard to tell, but I don't think that was his take, and that's it. That's the end of the road. I think he was very conflicted with the relationship with Israel. He was not a fan of Ben Shapiro, allegedly. I don't think he was at his core a grifter. I wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a grifter. I know what you mean. I'm not trying to really knock you saying that. Don't blame you. Erica Kirk, for sure, I would say she's a grifter. She doesn't have an opinion. She's literally just drifting around to fill a void, to take a take, playing the role as an actor. Charlie Kirk built the most powerful, right-wing organization, even more powerful than the RNC, because he had a passion. He had the chops. He had the intelligence. He built that organically. It did get co-opted, of course, like anything else in our company that rises to a certain level. That's what happened I talk about Tim Pool all the time, but he rose to a certain level where you get co-opted. Everyone, Mr. Beast, rose to a certain level. He's co-opted. It's just the way it is. So Charlie Kirk rose to a certain level. He got co-opted, but he had a lot of power, and he was pushing back a little bit from a power standpoint. Maybe not from a ideological standpoint of, being like, I'm against women and children in Gaza or wherever getting bombed. He just didn't like it from the standpoint of, why are we doing it? He didn't come from it from a standpoint of, it's terrible that we're murdering people or our money's going to that. I think it was more the stance of, it's my company that I worked to ride. That's just my opinion. That it's my company that I worked to get to this point, and there's too many hands in the pot. Very similar to the James O'Keefe with Project Veritas. It was his company, but then all of a sudden you got the board, you got the money or investors. I don't know the full details, and then people want to move on you. Because you bring in Rick Scott and you bring in, Ted Cruz, you bring in Donald Trump, you bring in these politicians at the highest level, and Charlie Kirk was undressing them. Charlie Kirk, in a very respectful way, I used to listen to Charlie Kirk's show every day. I fell off a little bit at the end because I was really crashed out on the JQ, and his show was not where I needed to be for that. But I listened to a lot of Charlie Kirk's show. A lot of his show, just, walking, mowing the lawn. He was one of the shows I used to go to. And he would have politicians on, and he was very good interview because he was very knowledgeable, a very smart dude, very on top of all the topics. And for the way that he would undress a senator is unprecedented. He would undress a senator by challenging them on the more corporate ones, from the flanking them from the MAGA side, which what it was at that time, kind of probing them with questions, follow-ups, without crashing out on them, without causing a scene like Tucker did with Ted Cruz. Not that I'm against that, but Charlie Kirk had the long term in mind, and I could tell they didn't like that. So there was a lot of suspects for his murder, but I don't think he was a grifter. I think he made the calculated decision to say, in order for me to rise into power, because I talked about this with the libertarians. I mean, it's kind of the similar type of thing. It's I think it's way more base, but to say is, if you have a movement that's doing well, and the guy that's running the movement, that's the head of the movement, is friendly with the guy that runs your movement, and you don't have any motion, but he has motion, well, why don't you fold into it? You can try to subversively. I don't want that, obviously, to be and Dave Smith is a Jew. I'm talking about Nick Fuentes. Dave Smith coming in under America First, but that is kind of funny where I say, well, assimilate into America First, don't be subversive. And I'm not saying Dave Smith is, I'm a fan of Dave Smith, but he is a Jew. You could say you could be subversive into the America First movement, meaning take it over and turn it liberty-wise. But either way, ride the wave. You guys are friendly. It's kind of like what Charlie Kirk, the calculation that he made, in my opinion, was, in order for me to have power, I have to be Zionist. I have to promote these Jews. I have no choice. I don't maybe necessarily want to, not even from a philosophical or ideological standpoint. It's just more from a power struggle standpoint. Okay, I got your money, but you're with the mission, right? It'd be almost like taking money into your podcast and you're saying, I mean, at the core, that's what it was, a podcast, but it became the movement. Taking money into your podcast and you're like, wait a second. This is my take. My take doesn't change because of your money. That's where the friction came. It wasn't necessarily that Charlie Kirk disagreed with the Zionism fully. It was just like, wait a second, I'm running the show. He was the alpha. So that's my thought on the Charlie Kirk. That's just my impression from afar. Who knows? Wait, what is this? Aaron Smith, former Scientologist, has talked about how easily Scientology got into TPUSA. I haven't heard that. I think, didn't Candace Owens talk about that? I haven't watched her deep dives on that, but I'm not aware of that. That's a shocking development to hear from me. But thank you, Hippocratic Oath, for the comment. But you see Jake Paul, like, don't do a mini press release about it. Just do it. Just paint your face and get it done. Who did that? Lily did. Lily Gaddis did. I think she deleted the tweet because I was looking for her direct tweet on this. Couldn't find it. So I think she deleted it. But she did blackface last Halloween.
I literally cannot silence my phone because of my nails. I can't function. Okay? I cannot live. By the way, half the struggles that Black women think they face, it's of their own fucking doing. Running around in nails like this, running around in earrings like this, like, you people fight every day. You people fight every day.
This is the energy I want. Why am I always having to go to a damn woman for the political energy we need in our country? Why is that? What? There's something. Is it the plastics, like Alex Jones says? You're making the frogs gay? You're making the guys gay? Why do I have to, again, go to a woman to find the energy? I have to go to Mel, Crazy Village Lady. She's like one of the biggest outspoken people out there. Now you have your Clint Russells, but it's constantly, I'm having to go to Carrie, what's her name? Bowler. You always have to go to a woman to find the energy you need. Why is that? Jake Paul's on there talking about, well, I was thinking about, and he was scared to even say he was thinking about it, so he's not gonna do it. He's like, oh, I was thinking about, oh, and then Theo Vaughn had to come in and say, getting darker. He was scared to say it. What are you scared of? Lily just did it with the energy that you need. Like she's doing blackface, and now she's making fun of the black stereotypes. So you do blackface, you make fun of Drewski and the black stereotype and the Brazilian stereotype, and make fun of Drewski not being able to make fun of certain people, or however you want to take it. I know the fat jokes are like low-hanging fruit, but you got to throw in a fat joke.
Could you choose any outfit and get up that's like less conducive to fighting? Seriously. They wear wigs that can be pulled out. They put braids in their hair that could rip the rest of their hair out, and then they complain about having alopecia. No, it's self-induced alopecia. That's like a cutter. That's like one of those fucking losers who cut themselves. That's like them having a scar and being like, I can't believe I have scars.
Based.
What? Black women, you tear your hair out by the roots. You put every sort of chemical on your hair to straighten it out, despite being so proud of being black. And then you wonder why you have alopecia. And then you guys
G.I. Jane too?
fight all the time. And yet you wear massive hoop earrings. You wear weaves in your hair.
Yeah.
You wear fake eyelashes. You wear fake nails. All of these things are not conducive to fighting. Okay. So let me give you advice. Let me turn this racist stream around into something positive. Okay. Black women, listen up. Listen up. A black woman is speaking.
This is so good.
When you are fighting, when you are going to bat, okay? Before you wake up in the morning, get out of bed and you have to think like a fighter. You have to put yourself in the mindset of not, oh, it's just easy breezy and I might pick up a fight or a felony later on. No, that is the wrong mindset to have. The correct mindset to have is that you wake up every day knowing that every day is a fight. Every day is a potential crash out. Every day is a potential chance to chimp out. With that in mind, let me adjust my cap for the billionth time. With that in mind, you must wake up with that mindset, okay? Like white girls have to manifest things, you have to manifest too. You have to manifest yourself into the ultimate super warrior, okay? You have to turn yourself into the ultimate warrior princess of Wakanda and go outside with that mindset in mind and know this. Know this to be the case. You will fight. You will dominate. You will win. Hail the black woman.
I watched that whole stream, man. That was really well done. You see, why do I have to go to her? And you see the guys, Jake Paul, big, strong guy fighting, boxing, and just soft. Just completely, like in the chairs in the corner, both of them. Their interview is like corner to corner, chairs in opposite corners of the room with the classic chair in the corner type cuckery. And she's out here in blackface talking about, I'm a black woman speaking. You gotta wake up in the morning and realize every day is another day, another opportunity to chimp out. Those are bars. So it can be done. You don't have to talk about it, Jake. You can just do it. A woman did it. Now she did delete the post, but she's a woman. She did the video though. Why did she delete the post? I'm pretty sure she did because I couldn't find it. Now I'm surprised she deleted that. Let's see if I have that deep fade. Okay, I have the deep dive done on Drewski. Let's take a look at that real quick. I did not plan to do this, but let's see why. Is there a reason why they are shook? Okay, in 2020, Johnny Ships or Shipes, I don't even know how to pronounce it, is described as beginning to manage Drewski in 2020 and later co-founding a film and TV production company called Four Lifers Entertainment. Let's look at what this Johnny person looks like. Uh-oh. Here we go. Wow. I don't know. It could be just in my head. I don't have any. AKA Johnny Shapiro. Are you fucking serious? don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like somebody's trying to play a joke on me. His name is Johnny Shapiro. You can't be serious, y'all. You can't be serious. In 2020, there's no way. There's no way. I can't. I can't. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that's true. There's no way. There's no way. Okay. Johnny, how do you pronounce his last name? Let's just start there. Ships. Okay. So it's Johnny Ships.
To have the privilege to stand with the Jew is a tremendous honor.
Oh, man. I swear, behind every damn corner. So I told you, I still haven't put it all together, but this is not a good start. I told you it live reacting like, wait a second, something feels weird here. I don't know what I don't know how powerful this dude is. I don't know the relationship, but I'm not being debunked. Let's just say that. And I didn't even make a theory. I just said something feels weird. Let's see what's going on behind the curtain. Like my favorite part of Wizard of Oz is when they pull the curtain back. So we pull the curtain back, and there is. So in 2020, this is right around where I didn't even know who Drewski was before 2020. It was I don't maybe it was after that even. In 2020, Johnny Ships is described as beginning to manage Drewski, and later co-founding a film and TV production company called For Lifers Entertainment. Then I go to Google and I say, Google, how do you pronounce Johnny Ships' last name? And Google says, Johnny Ships' last name is pronounced like the English word ships, while his real name is Jonathan Shapiro. That's crazy, man. This is crazy. 2% of the population? Ain't no way, man. Is he American? Why did he change his name? Why did he change his name? He changed his name during the early years of the music industry. While living at the Millgarth Inn at Amagnaset around age 20, a friend coined the nickname based on his constant hustle and work ethic. He began using it while he was DJing. I don't know what it means. In 2023, Ships launched Good Talk after the sale of Cinematic Music Group's catalog to Interscope. Another Jew-run outfit. Of course, Geffen A&M. We've talked about that. An 8-figure deal with Good Talk described as spanning talent, management, and film and television production, among other divisions. In 2024, a long-form profile describes Drewski's work as running under his production company, For Lifers Entertainment. In 2024, Drew Ha Friedman. Was there no Bankman available? Drew Ha Friedman began as currently managing Drewski. And the same source that ties the relationship to Friedman's longer-standing relationship with Johnny Shapiro's cinematic ecosystem. Let's take a look at Drew Ha Friedman. Wow. It's sobering, man. It really is. Man, I don't even know what to say. I I don't even know what to say anymore. Wow. Jeez. Man, it's impressive how they got this shit on lock, bro. This shit is on lock. It's a done deal. Can't rise up without a nose involved. You're not rising up to nowhere. Wow. So that explains everything. So I'm up here talking about courage or whatever. It ties it right back again to Pontius Pilate. I'm up here talking and ranting and raving and where's your courage and where's that? And Matt Walsh is probably like, Matt Walsh would be, hypothetically, if he was watching, he'd probably be like, wait for it. I think Matt Walsh would probably be watching my stream right now, just if he were hypothetically. He'd probably be thinking, okay, I think he's going to get there. I don't know if it's going to be today or tonight, but probably before the end of 2026. I'll put money on by August, he'll get there. He'll connect the dots. And then you could probably watch, somebody like Matt Walsh or Clay Travis watching like, oh, he caught it. He caught Theo Vaughn hesitating, looking shook. Jake Paul hesitating, looking shook. Then he did the search. Oh, they probably would have been like, yep, he got it. Tonight, it's gonna ding, 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 ding. He's gonna realize tonight, ding, 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 ding,
To have the
ding.
privilege.
Yeah, of course, I don't know if this is talking to me or not, but people say this. Home row says you are the weird one. I don't know who they're talking about, but that's what people say to me. Yeah, I guess I'm the weird one. Yeah, I'm the one that's crazy. I know that for sure. So why is Alex Jones acting weird and all that? You see why. It ain't hard to tell. And go back to Nas. Ain't hard to tell, like so. Wow. I don't even what's the I have nothing else to finish on that topic. I'm done. On that note, we're done. At least for that I have one more topic. But it's a great transition actually. That's a weird way. That's not how I planned on ending that segment. Man. I didn't even finish reading the deep dive. I hope there's not another nose in this deep dive. We're three. I've read four. I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not even full 5 paragraphs. We're 3 noses in. I'm looking at who's funding. Well, I don't know about funding, but who's managing, who's around Drewski. Well, he did found the money. I mean, there's money behind him here. We're 3, at least 3, just looking at the heads of this here, 3 noses in. So mid 2024, they say that Drewski signed with William Morris Endeavor. I'm not going to look beyond that. We're done with that segment. I want to talk about the Catholic bureaucracy now. And I did get into a back and forth. I have a lot of respect with this person. We've chatted before, but this is what kind of spawned the segment. And I've been very critical of. Yeah. I've been very critical of the Catholic Church. And from the standpoint of cultural impact, I guess you could say. So I kind of had another one of my crash outs. The breaking story is this Netflix thing. So I'm just looking at this segment here. There's a recent scene from this new Netflix production that is caused my most recent Catholic Church crash out. The last one was the Carrie, what's her name, Prizan Bowler, that was kicked off of that religious committee from Trump, and she was kicked off because she's a non-Zionist Catholic. And there was no Catholic backing, no Catholic men, no Catholic bureaucracy, church, or anything really that stepped up. In fact, they stepped up to replace her on there to say, we are Zionists, and replaced her with a Catholic Zionist, to my knowledge. So that was my last Catholic crash out. I had one before that when I forgot what Serena Williams said at the award ceremony. I crashed out then too. So this one is spawned by the Netflix. Netflix, there's a recent scene from their new production, The Sandman. Guess who runs The Sandman? The last names are Neil Gaiman and David Goyer. More noses involved. I'm sure it's just a coincidence, and I'm the crazy one. This show depicts the Pope kissing a priest. It's disgusting. It's despicable. It's outrageous. It's disrespectful. It's propagandist. It's poisoning the mind of youth and children. And in a time where a lot of people are converting to Catholicism, recently, Christy Mayer, congratulations to her, or, much respect to her for her conversion. Obviously, Candace Owens did recently, Russell Brand, and many others. A couple former whores did, and who knows if they're former or not, but I'm hoping that it was authentic. Netflix comes out with the show backed by the noses, factually, backed and ran and produced by the nose. Basically showing a pope kissing a priest. And my thought on this now is Catholics deserve this. If you're Catholic, you actually deserve this. Because your church and your bureaucracy and the money that you put into it is just more cuckery. And that's what it is. It's to break off. You have so many layers of bureaucracy. What is it for? Where is the money going? Where this is okay. And you can do your whataboutism. Drewski doesn't do a skit mentioning the noses. He's backed by the noses. What's the excuse for the Catholic Church to not step up and say, well, this is not acceptable? What's happening here? There's no institution more weak and feckless than the Catholic Church. Now, we can talk about what the reasons are for that. I'm perfectly open to that, and we will touch on that before I'm out here. But that's my position right now. And I'm young in this game. I'm not some type of religious or expert in theology. So if you have some correction, let me know. If you have some insight, let me know. But from my perspective, and I have not changed it, this is a joke of an institution, and you couldn't pay me $1 billion to join that group. It's disgusting to allow this stuff to happen with nothing. I mean, you step out of line just even a little bit. That's why, again, they were afraid to criticize Drewski in a way. In my opinion, that's what it came across as, because they would be canceled. Funding gone. I played the Patrick Bet-David clip where he said, basically, you have Nick Fuentes on, the donors called or whatever, the donors backed out. If you are prominent, they're not wasting their time with a nobody. But if you're prominent and you make fun of a Jew's nose, do you think they're going to crash out on you or not? Do you think they're going to cancel your funding or not? Well, what do you think? So you go on here and you portray a pope kissing, literally an abomination in the eyes of God. A pope kissing a priest, male. And it's just another day at the office, just another day, as if nothing happened. If someone prominent looks at a Jew the wrong way, they're doxing, eliminating, they're flexing, they're using politicians at whatever Florida, I believe it was University of Florida. The young lady stepped to the guy, a young man, who was wearing an IDF shirt. It was a student-on-student incident. Nothing. He's wearing a IDF shirt, and it's kind of weird to be wearing a shirt of a military of another country. So a young lady goes up to him, and they have a very brief altercation. I think the videos online are like 8 seconds long. If you look at them.
Fuck Israel, free Palestine, put it on fucking Barstool FSU. I really don't give a fuck. You're an ignorant fucking son of a bitch. Fuck Israel, free Palestine.
So it's the most pointless thing. It's two students at a university with a 8-second interaction where, yeah, she's out of line. Okay. If she's also a woman and that's supposedly a man, yeah, I'm not happy with you knocking the phone out, and it's problematic, but
fuck Israel, free Palestine, put it on fucking Barstool.
So they had a little bit before that. That's why he started videoing, the little words back and forth. This happens all the time, words back and forth, just generally speaking.
Fuck Israel, free Palestine, put it on fucking Barstool FSU. I really don't give a fuck.
So she is a nobody. I mean, not trying to say that in a bad way. Nobody knew who she was. She's just a student. And this goes viral, so she becomes someone. When you get to a certain threshold, then they get involved because the video went viral. So they don't want other people even thinking that this is okay to do when there's just a nothing incident. There's no incident here if it weren't the type of people involved.
You're an ignorant fucking son of a bitch.
So she didn't even touch him. She knocked the phone out of his hand. She didn't take the phone. She knocked the phone out of his hand. So she's unhinged. I'm not condoning what she did. But what happened here? Remember, I'm tying this back into the weakness of the Catholic bureaucracy and comparing it to the infrastructure that it's supposed to be Catholic, kind of countering Jews in a way, peacefully, of course, but with beliefs, countering them. And it's a power struggle as old as time, pretty much. So I'm looking at the other side, and I respect the other side. You have to respect this. They don't stand for anything. They don't talk. It's an incident that who would even care about this? And remember, Pam Bondi, she bragged about it. She went on a podium. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If you hadn't seen this, she told just the brief story of what happened after or right after that went viral. She was very proud of it.
I want to tell you a story right here in Florida. You probably heard of it. It's not a crime of great violence, but
oh, it's not a crime of great violence. It's so damn ridiculous. She has to preference it with the video. What we just saw is what she's talking about right now at the Israeli American Council, one of a billion Jew groups that are out there.
I want to tell you a story right here in Florida. You probably heard of it. It's not a crime of great violence, but in my opinion, it's a crime of great significance.
The 8 seconds that you just saw, Donald Trump's former AG said it was a crime. What, assault? A crime of great significance.
You've probably heard of it. It's not a crime of great violence, but in my opinion, it's a crime of great significance. I give college presidents my personal cell phone, and I say, if you need anything, call me. My phone rang one day. I was sitting in the office, and it was the president of Florida State University. And he said, something just happened.
It's another Holocaust.
Yeah, a young woman, a student, threw her phone, cursed, attacked a young student, a young man, male student, who was playing basketball because he was wearing an IDF shirt. She was a student, he was a student. I spent the next few hours on the phone. I called my U.S. attorney, I called the state attorney, called law enforcement, and I guess she went through the system as it should, and she now is kicked out of Florida State University.
Bruh. What?
But little things are the big things, and that sends a strong message that you can't behave that way anymore in our country. You can't bully other students simply because they're Jewish. And you think they're better than they are. Not going to happen under Donald Trump's presidency.
Somebody help me out. The Catholic Church has nothing like this. A girl knocks a phone out of a guy's hand. It's an 8-second video. They have a direct dial to the AG of the freaking country. The top prosecutor in America on speed dial. That's what they have. What does the non-Zionist Catholic have? Do they have anybody in the phone? Or do they actually have her on speed dial too? Or does she have them on speed dial? Whoever's, I mean, it's a decentralized kind of a network, but they have political power. They don't let stuff slide. It's a crime of great significance. Netflix does a movie like this, and it's just another day it's just another day. It's like ho hum. And not only that, I'm the crazy one for saying, well, where's the pushback? Where's the cancellation? Where's the mentioning of the noses behind it? She can mention, basically, she didn't say that, but she's basically saying a goy. There's no way a goy could think that a goy could challenge a Jew, especially wearing an IDF. There's no way a goy can think that. That's the message she's sending. She's saying, why is it important? Because you have to send the message. A goy can't think that they can challenge a Jew.
And I guess she went through the system as it should, and she now is kicked out of Florida State University.
A rousing applause, almost like a standing ovation. Woo! And she's poking her chest out like she did something. And it's just one of many examples. The Catholics, explain to me what's happening. Why are you okay with this? Explain that to me. Hippocratic Oath says Dr. Douglas Mark Haugen, if I pronounce that correctly, has explained what is going on in the Catholic Church. Also, Archbishop Vigano gives a good explanation, so I'll have to do some research there. Yeah, there was another one. I brought that up. That's what it was. That's what the Serena Williams thing was. They were at the award, and they dissed Harrison Butker. That's what it was. I forgot what even happened. Thank you, Hippocratic Oath. That's what I was talking about. That was one of the first times I had like a segment crash out on the Catholic Church. I'm like, what is going on? This is insane. Because the man went out of his way to be respectful. I liked his energy because he was forceful. He was strong. Not even forceful. He was convicted, respectful, very well thought out. That speech, I broke that speech down. I think the whole thing, such a good speech at, I forgot the name of the school. It was so well done. And I had to have some serious words with my wife about it, where she was, I think all women are kind of liberal, to be honest with you. Most of them are, but she was kind of falling into that because she saw the social media stuff. I've fallen into that stuff too. I was like, whoa, hold up. I listened to the speech. No, don't listen to it. He didn't have an ounce of disrespect for women at all in the speech. Catholic Church, silence. Didn't say anything. Why are we not? Well, what's happening? Why was nobody saying anything from the church? That's exactly the incident that I was talking about. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Hippocratic oath, another base take by him. I think it's a he. We had JFK. We don't have women that listen to the show, so don't worry about that. We chased them all away. I didn't do that on purpose. I forgot even the names of women. Bella Barton used to come through. We used to have a couple people come through. We didn't chase them. It's a sausage fest. Hippocratic oath said we had JFK and they shot him. Nothing was done. I didn't even think about that. Why am I even talking about this little incident that just happened here? Yeah, I mean, allegedly, educationally, probably. I have done a little bit on that with the JFK, just a little bit. So you see what they bring to the table. It's attractive. I'm sorry. It's I'm not talking about attractive for Pam Bondi. She's a 70 or whatever 60-year-old that looks like a 50-year-old. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying the power structure. They know how goofy it is, but they applaud because they've got the goy doing their work on multiple levels. Crazy work. They don't play. That's number one. They do not play. They fight battles every day. They don't let a battle go. If the battle rises to a certain level of prominence, they do not let it go. The system involves, who else is on speed dial? You've got entertainment. I bet you speed dial on every person in Trump's administration. People from the educational realm, entertainment realm, nonprofits, CEOs, big tech, Sam Altman, all of them could dial up Cash Patel, dial up Pam Bondi. It was Pam Bondi. Now it's Blanche. Was it Blanche? Another nose is an interim AG. Then we played the clip of Rich Barris kind of self-editing when Lee Zeldin was the... So you could see why Rich Barris is concerned. He's like, damn, there's a lot of noses around. We're going to do another one? Let's kind of mix it up a little bit. You can guarantee they all have the right people on speed dial. Just in case somebody steps up to somebody in an IDF shirt. That's not even talking about AIPAC and the AIPAC machine. That's not even talking about the United Democracy Project, which we talked about in regards to Jamal Bowman, I believe his name is. I'm forgetting everybody's name. Jamal Bowman got ran up out of there because of AIPAC, and I believe I traced that off. I believe the United Democracy Project was involved with that. That's the PAC. I don't see non-Zionist Catholics. I don't even see Catholics much at all. I mean, you have people, I guess Joe Biden was a Catholic. He's a Zionist. You don't see the non-Zionist Catholic step up. And I look at the ecosystem and you have all this. When I say bureaucracy, what do I mean? You have the parishes, you have the dioceses, I don't even know all the entities of the Catholic Church. I'm not really super knowledgeable. You got the bishops, you got the archbishops, you got the Pope. There's how much money runs through there. It looks like it's about an estimated budget of $150 to $200 billion that's spread out. But you should have more power. So there's a Catholic vote PAC that barely gets together $1 to $2 million a cycle. It's just worthless. The bureaucracy has massive wealth. And I know they're going to say, well, some of it goes to the poor and to charities. Well, some of it goes to the charities that run up in your border. What charities do they go to? The wrong charities a lot of times. And then what's more charitable than fighting to have power in culture? What's more charitable than that? And that you don't even have to be directly involved in politics. I know there's complications with that, but culturally, there's nothing stopping you there. Netflix isn't literally politics. I talk about this concept, it's reoccurring now, of survival IQ and civilization IQ. And we don't have civilization IQ. We won't in America without a strong, basically backing of the Catholic Church. So people were, bringing back, and I was going back and forth with this Soren K a little bit, and I understand. I don't know the full history. I know a little bit of it, but I understand the gist of what Soren was trying to say. Is like, why would you just the Catholic Church? You don't know the history of the Roman Empire. And bro, I'm talking about 2026. Does this look like the Roman Empire to you? And I know that there was agreements made in a way worldwide. You have the Vatican, and they're supposed to be neutral. But that's neutral in a kind of a favoritism way, like with nations. Not neutral, because you've heard the Pope talk about actually support in the past LGBT, not the current one, but Pope's talking about LGBTQ stuff and talking a little bit about war. They step into a little bit of politics still, and definitely cultural. There's nothing stopping you from stepping into cultural stuff that has nothing to do with countries. What is the purpose of all these people? I need you to bring structure as the borders are being ran in, and the kind of people that have the bloodlines to the founding of the country become more of a minority. You've got more people from Africa, from India, from Mexico, from Asia. You need more. We're getting less civilization IQ. We need more. And some of that civilization IQ, and what that is it brings structure. It means we don't allow crime. You don't get to, I'm just going to give you an example of what I would consider what we need, civilization IQ. If we look at any store that sell, like Apple store, I was looking at it in China, I believe, and they don't lock up the devices because if you steal there, they will F you up. Civilization IQ is that. Well, okay, we've got people doing mobs and flash mobs and running up in stores. I mean, the store by me, and I'm not in the city of Denver proper or anything like that. They got security now at the King Soopers, because I'm sure people came up from wherever. Maybe it's some in the area too. I mean, I have a lot of immigrants, Mexicans by me. Colorado's just a bunch of Mexicans, Venezuelans, but obviously people were stealing from the store. When I walk out of my store, I have to show a receipt now. I've never had to do that before. High civilization IQ is saying, okay, you had to do that. Well, that has to stop. We don't have to show receipts when we walk out the store. So whatever 1%, 2% of people that are causing that, they need to be locked up, done away, bap, 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 and now you can go ahead and have your civilization. The church is a part of that. Big part of that. You can't do it without that. The survival IQ is the Somali. Is the Somali in Minnesota stealing money, skimming it off the top, seeing that they're in a high trust society, so they're going to take advantage of it? That's survival IQ. What Lily, I believe her name was Lily Gaddis, what Lily in blackface was making fun of was civilization IQ. You wake up every morning and you're ready to fight. In a way, there is a good trait to that, where you have fight in you. And black women, a lot of black women are strong, and they have some testosterone, which there's pros and cons to that. But that's civilization chimp out IQ. If we're here, I have to fight those tendencies. No, that's not how I want to live. I want to eat with a knife and fork. I want to be more in the direction of finishing school than Africa eating with your hands. I'm good with that. I like the civilization IQ. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't like that, then go to Africa, eat with your hands. But we can't do that without the church being involved. That's not political. So even before we get into, does the church get into politics or not? Is that biblical or not? Well, there's nothing that says the church can't get involved with cultural issues. I mean, that's what charity is. When you talk about taking care of the poor, that's a cultural issue. Cardinals, I forgot about that one. I mean, how much infrastructure do they have? They just put on the robe and wear it like it's a fashion statement, but there's no substance behind it. But when I was going back and forth with Soren on it, I believe his name is. Yeah, Soren. Again, no beef with Soren. I really enjoy his posts, but here's where it came down to. I did my thing. I said Catholics deserve their Netflix depiction. Then I went through, I did my whataboutism. I said Catholics never participate in the struggle for power, and you couldn't pay me money to join that group. What's the point? There's no institution worse as far as like cowardly. And then Soren says, never forget that you don't know history. Never forget it. If you depict the noses and their crimes in a movie, they will unlive you. Okay. What's your point? I mean, I'm talking about the Catholic bureaucracy. You got to be able to defend yourself. You got to be able to stand for something. What do you mean? So we're just dominated then? I don't understand. You didn't answer my question. What is the point of the bureaucracy then if we're just going to be unlived if you stand up after Netflix does this abomination? Making the Passion movie ruin Mel Gibson. Okay, why didn't the Catholic Church have his back? More. OpenAI canceled their multi-billion-dollar video project. I know, so bad people won't use it to tell stories. And I heard that. I didn't realize that. I guess it was good for like JQ type stuff. I don't know. I guess so. And Soren says Catholics are the only reason the noses have not sealed their 2,000 years pincers maneuver on the human race. How? Oh, you're talking about historically. You are historically inept, so let me clue you in. Catholics fought to censor JQ Hollywood through the Hays Code for 30 years. There was no prawn allowed in visual media. What year are you talking about? I'm not familiar with this. I do appreciate the information. This is 1934 to 68. I mean, this is where JFK, like right before JFK got offed. We're in 2026, bro. Okay, but I appreciate the history lesson. After the Jays managed to circumvent the code in 66, we got the first prawn flick in 72. Okay, what's your point? So the fight is not over. Now your 11-year-old son has access to HD prawn 24/7. I got it. Okay. I still don't see where it refutes anything I said. But imagine where we would be if not for the singular indefatigable effort of Catholics. I appreciate the effort in the past. I appreciate that. It changes nothing about my take now. Should we talk about the greatest atrocity in the history of the world, abortion? Who has led that fight from the beginning? Out of 9 Supreme Court justices, 7 have Catholic background. They're horrific. I mean, they're all Zionist Catholics. Who overturned Roe v. Wade? Okay, I will give Catholics. Okay, I'll give some credit there. I still doesn't refute my concerns. The fight doesn't stop, and that one piece, it didn't even. It's not like you stopped abortion, and I'm not for that, but it just brought it back to the states. So I guess that's a win. But are you really going to poke your chest out over that? That's what you got? They fight over every little thing, and that's a big win, I would say, but I'm still not convinced. Catholics are the only one that can hold their own intellectually against the Jays. Okay, we'll use it or it doesn't matter. I agree with that, in a way. Yeah, largely, I agree with that. It's not like in every case, obviously, but when you number it out, yeah, I would agree with that. Ask any Jay worth his salt, and he will tell you that the Roman Church literally invented anti-Semitism. Okay. Netanyahu himself says we are enemy number one. Yeah, I know, but that's why they got their boot on your neck. Catholics never participate in the struggle for power. Number one anti-Semite in American history with Catholic priests. I'm not trying to do a history lesson. I'm saying right now. So this is all good information, though. So my thought would be, well, how do we tap into where that was back then? Who laid the intellectual foundation? Paleo conservatism that opened the lane for Fuentes, Pat Buchanan, Joseph Sobran, all Catholics. Great. What is the only political hope for America today? The army of young radicals led by Nick Fuentes, a Roman Catholic. I've never refuted that. I don't want to refute that. I basically say that in every live stream. My brother in Christ, I hate to break it to you, but you are not in the game. No, I never really said I am. I'm a part of the problem. You lack civilizational memory, and as such, you're merely a spectator. I think that's fair because I didn't even acknowledge the history of the Catholic Church, but I just wasn't going to go there. So you see we're kind of talking through each other, almost arguing different points. The only relevant point he had, which is a legitimate point, is the Catholics on the Supreme Court and Roe v. Wade. That's the only kind of direct win I saw. Well, where's the Catholic Church where in Texas we have Hanuman, the monkey demon god, a 90-foot statue in Texas? Where's the Catholic Church on that? How is that acceptable? There's no pushback on that? So there's so many different little things that I don't see enough of. And that's what it comes down to. So I do respect the Hays Code, trying to hold back the prawn industry. Absolutely. But then we have fans only. We have Sophie Rain. Who's pushing back? Where's the pushback there? Like, the fight doesn't stop. So I want to go to, and I'll be wrapping up soon, but the French Revolution. So Soren argued in a different post that the church does not directly involve itself into politics. And I kind of talked about this with Voice of Stephen last time we chatted. It's been I got to hit him up. It's been quite a bit. Probably been, I don't know, probably been 6 months. The church does not directly involve itself into politics. And I am of this mindset, and I think we were just kind of going back and forth. And I think at the time he was at the mindset, or just playing devil's advocate, but I think he believed it, where he was contemplating that we shouldn't be involved in politics, basically. But I think he was coming from the standpoint that we should have a king and the king handles all that. And it's almost like a family where the head of the household is the man and the head of the country is the king, and we don't really get involved like that. And I was like, I don't know the scripture like he does, but I'm like, I got to read that. That doesn't sound right to me. But Soren was saying the church does not directly involve itself into politics because the French Revolution changed that. He's going back to, and I did a little search on, he's going back to 1790, civil constitution of the clergy that subordinated the church to the state. The 1929 Lateran Treaty, where the Pope pledged perpetual neutrality. This is where I was talking about with the Vatican. Vatican II doctrines like autonomy and the temporal order. So he's going through all that, and that's why he's claiming that the church now acts by proxy through her children, which is far more effective, meaning you're converting people over and they will handle it, and we're basically just the engine that converts people. And the bureaucracy is strictly there for the moral sheep herding, not activism. Well, I'm sorry, you don't need all that bureaucracy to do what, if that's what you're saying the church should be doing, you don't need all the bureaucracy. And church can do whatever they want, but I don't adhere to it. I'm not buying it. I'm not going to be a part of it. So then why does it take so much money in? 150 to 200 billion dollars all in. What is that for? What is that money for then, if that's all it is? Because when he's defending some things about the church, but I say, with all that money in, why does somebody like Nick Fuentes, he's just a person, just a streamer, have more cultural impact on this country than the entire Catholic bureaucracy? Why is that? I'm not even talking about politics. I'm talking about culturally. I'm not conceding the point that because of the treaty, the Catholic Church has to stay out of politics. I'm not conceding that. But let's just take that off the table. It doesn't matter. So we'll follow up with more of that. It's getting late, so I think I'm gonna wrap out and head out. But that's where my head was at for this Easter. It's just me and Hippocratic Oath going back and forth, where I greatly appreciate it. Great comments. Hippocratic Oath says Father Charles Coughlin tried to stop U.S. involvement in World War II. He had 30 million radio listeners. Don't have no idea who that is. I'll have to look that up. His org was National Union for Social Justice. He was called anti-Semitic. Yeah. So, but the good part is where you should look at the history and see that people have stood up and peacefully made their impact in the past. So that is good, because I think everything goes in cycles. We will see that again in the future at some point. But I'm not going to just sit back and say that it's going to happen. I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, his kingdom is not of this world, so we don't get involved in politics. So what does that mean? So if the kingdom is not of this world, we don't get involved with politics. Why do we get involved in anything? Why don't we just sit on the sidewalk in our own feces and wait until we join the kingdom? This is not how it works. But yeah, I appreciate everybody joining. I'm going to be out. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but I just looked at the time. I'm like, hey, I got to get to sleep. Peace.